Hi everybody, I'm Todd Anderson. I'm the Organic Tree Fruit and Nut Specialist from Oregon State University Extension out of the Center for Resilient Agriculture and Food Systems. Today we're going to be talking about, so you bought an orchard. Many people have an orchard or start ownership of an orchard that may have been old, may have been abandoned, and are unsure of where to start, what stays, what goes. So today we're going to be talking about what should stay, what should go, and why. What are the reasons for keeping the entire orchard? What are the reasons for removing the entire orchard or leaving certain trees? What are the pros, what are the cons, and what are some general options you can do? So join us today on this video series of revamping an orchard. Orchards take a lot of tough decisions, especially what stays and what goes, what should be cut down and removed, how you should cut down and removed, and whether or not you should remove an entire orchard or just a few trees, and is it really worth saving a few trees in an orchard. Things like the cost of removal and the widespread disease in the orchard can be key factors in your decision. For instance, this cherry orchard has a very high rate of bacterial blight. Bacterial blight, there's a couple species of this disease. It's very common in Western Oregon, and it's very detrimental to stone fruit and in particular cherry production. Almost every, if not every single tree in this orchard has it, and for that reason, I'm making that decision of removing all these trees. For you, you may want to consider what's the point of keeping certain trees that, if they are not diseased, and if they are diseased, are they a risk to the other trees? What is the cost of removal? What is the cost of any management changes you would need if you're working around living trees? And would those older trees pose a risk to younger trees? For instance, a lot of times older trees can transmit diseases to new plantings of the same species nearby. So all these factors need to be considered when you're making a decision whether an orchard should stay or go, and what in the orchard should stay or go. You can refer to our references and to our articles that OSU has worked on in our website. Now we're going to get video evidence as to why I want to remove this whole orchard. We're going to start here where this is a saprophytic mushroom, so it's growing on dead wood within this branch. That is not a good sign because that puts into question the stability of this branch. And then in this tree in particular, if we're to take out this branch because I'm seeing this, which would be the normal thing to do or the correct response, over here you see that there is bacterial canker already in the trunk of the tree. The main scaffold branches and down here where you see the oozing, that is already limiting the longevity of the tree, its productivity, and the structural safety of the tree later on. Now, if you come with me over here, you'll see an even more extreme example of damages from maybe some bacterial canker, some splitting, and other issues. So you see all the sap oozing, this dead area, where much of this branch is dead. Unfortunately, almost every tree in this orchard has some of these same symptoms of they have bacterial canker, damages, and many of them are either on the large scaffold branches or on the trunk of the tree themselves. When they're on the trunk of the tree, unless you want to really cut that out, there's really no saving it. There's no tree salve, no tree balm. So as we keep walking through this orchard, you can see there's a lot of trees like over here where they're living on borrowed time already, and it's just going to be better for us if we take it out. If we leave these trees in here, and if I planted anything like plum, cherry, anything that's susceptible to bacterial canker, those young trees will get it. It's better to remove them, treat the soil or using organic methods to reduce the amount of bacterial canker present, and then replant with probably a non-susceptible crop, which is what we plan to do. Every tree in this orchard has signs of bacterial canker, and if you look throughout the orchard too, these trees have been unmanaged for quite some time. So that's why I'm making the decision to remove this entire orchard, because it makes more financial sense. We're running the budget and the estimates of the removal, and also it gives me an opportunity to update the irrigation system that we have, and then to remove these trees that will likely be a liability to any younger trees, and that may have issues such as unstable branches and being too tall, which can be a risk to the people working in the orchard. So for that reason, this orchard, throughout this video series, you'll see this orchard will be removed. will be prepped for replanting, and then will be replanted in a diverse demonstration orchard of other crops that we can do more video content and more education and workshops in.